Picture this. You're new to dancing. You've kind of learned the ropes over the last couple of months. You've even made a couple of friends. So it's a pretty huge deal when you get invited to a party where you know you'll make a bunch of money. You show up with the 2 new friends who got you this sweet deal, and you're having a great time. The music is loud, the guys are making it rain, the party's flowing. Until the walls start to look like they are too, and the men who were so eager to tip you 5 minutes ago look like they have other plans in mind. And your friends are nowhere to be found. In the nightlife industry, you know you shouldn't trust the men that walk through the door. But it doesn't take long to realize some of the women are... Oh, fuck, I messed up that part. Can I just redo that last part? Okay. In the nightlife industry, you know you shouldn't trust the men that walk through that door. But it doesn't take long to realize that some of the women are the real danger. This is Dysfunctional Alliance, the podcast where psychology, sex, and survival intersect. I'm your host, Nat, and our ally this week is Paige. Paige is a bartender, a dancer, and a nightmare if you cross her. Today we're talking about the darker sides of womanhood, the side that's been trending all over the internet, and the side that lives in the darker places of your memory. This is a safe place, but not a very soft one today. Let's talk about it. Okay. So Paige, my first question for you is, do you think about psychology or sex more?
I would have to say psychology.
Okay. So do you spend a lot of time analyzing yourself, or do you spend more time analyzing others around you?
Others around me, for sure.
Okay, interesting. If you were to look at yourself and kind of psychoanalyze yourself, what flavor would your trauma be?
I don't know how to answer that. What do you mean flavor?
So let's go, I don't know, sweet, is it spicy? If
I would say spicy for sure.
Okay. What kind of spice?
I used to be sweet, but I think I'm spicy now.
Okay, heard. Do you think the things that hit you were more on a spicy level, or do you think that they were more sweet? Which one did you start with?
I think I started off really sweet, and it made me naive in the industry. So dealing with what I dealt with made me more spicy, for sure.
That makes sense. I fully get that. So how did you enter the world of dancing? Was it something that you thought you'd do, or was it just a surprise?
It wasn't anything that I thought I would do because I grew up in a conservative family. It was something I felt like I had to do because I had a rough, family living situation. So I was, kicked out, and I was, looking for quick money. Mm-hmm. So it just happened kind of abruptly, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And hated it at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? It was a love-hate situation.
No, I totally get that. I think that sometimes I was like, yes, I love this. And then sometimes I'd be like, my body hurts, and
it's mentally
smelly.
draining, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of, drama that goes on in the clubs. I don't know. That's one of the things that was
too.
Yes. People will literally drag you into it, and you're
or they want your opinion, and then you're into it.
And I'm like, oh, guys, please stop. Please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. So was there a moment when you realized that dancing was less of a hustle and more became a part of your identity and who you are as a person?
Absolutely, because I feel like I was so open about dancing, publicly, and with even, my small amount of family, I was very honest about it. I feel like everybody just looked at me as just a dancer or a stripper instead of just looking at me as, a regular human being. Yeah. It's draining.
For sure. That is really tough. I do, obviously, I'm the internet version of a stripper.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm literally a person.
Yeah.
I'm a human.
They just treat you completely... As soon as they know about it, they treat you completely different.
There's this phrase that everybody throws on my comment section sometimes, OF detected, opinion rejected. And I'm like...
I've never heard of that.
Oh
That's
my God.
crazy.
My opinion is so much more valid than half of these people. I'm like,
I feel
how are you
gonna... you are more open-minded.
Exactly. And I... Not to brag or anything, but I'm pretty educated. So I'm like, whenever I'm making my statements, my opinions, they're freaking... fact-based.
Most people think we're just dumb,
exactly,
stupid, broads, just making a quick butt.
Exactly. They're like, oh, you had to do this. This is all you were able to do.
That's not true at all.
I have a degree in accounting.
Yeah.
I literally could go be an accountant right now if I wanted to. I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I like what I do for a living, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right.
So on a more personal level, like I feel like you have this really big voice for like women's rights and like how women are treated and things like that. Do you think that that stems from what you do for work, or was that a big part of your thought process before you started dancing?
I think my work definitely had like a big effect to it, but also growing up in like a DV household, it stemmed from that as well. But seeing it at like the strip club industry definitely was a big impact as well. Like seeing it on a day-to-day basis and seeing women coming in. I had one girl that I seen come in one day and she was doing her makeup in the private bathroom because she had her tooth knocked out and she was too embarrassed to do it in the dressing room.
Oh my God, that's freaking heartbreaking.
Yes.
You do see it a lot in the club. It's
all
really
the
sad.
time. It is.
And you know what's crazy is it's always like the most beautiful girls.
Yes,
like I feel like
they're always so pretty.
Yeah, it's like, why are you allowing this? And I know because I too grew up in a DV household. I was abused as a child, and so I do know like the thought process that's behind it. But it's like it's always so sad to be like, wow, she could really just get out of this at any moment, and she's so stuck.
They just feel like they don't have support, even though they have like a whole list of people that have their back. It's just crazy how a man makes you feel like that.
Literally alienates you, takes you completely away from reality, honestly. Like, you don't have any clue. I remember whenever I was in, like, an abusive relationship, I would, like, put off my friends and stuff like that. And then what he would say about my friends would start to come like into my brain. Like I was starting to like have these thoughts too, and I'm like, wait, I don't even feel like that. Like that's not even actually my thought process. So you really just get like trapped into this mindset where you're like everything he says is right.
And then you want to make it go smoothly for him, and you don't want to have like no problems to make it more easier. I definitely did it for sure.
So talking about women's rights, I think it's important to talk about like everything that's going on right now in the media, obviously with Sean Combs, the Diddy trial. And I think it's really opened this like Pandora's box of like viewpoints that I didn't know people held, but like not just people, but like women. Like I've seen so many women that are saying like completely out of pocket things about victims.
Me too. I've been on front of them.
Oh, me too. Media, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in arguments. I've been like,
I just stopped arguing. I just kept unfriending for
literally. I'm like, you're dumb. Sorry. Like that's all there is to it.
Or naive.
Yeah, it's not even. And I take that back because I'm not saying like they're dumb, but I just think to have that perspective. Like a lot of the ones that I've seen are like women that are like, oh, she must be really freaky, or she must be really into like some wild stuff because she was letting this happen to her. And I don't think people understand like the force behind it. Like maybe if it's not even violent, which it was violent, we saw proof. But I think that a lot of people, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. So let me just get into the question. Cut that out if need be, or keep it in. That's fine. But as someone who is so vocal about the mistreatment of women, how does it make you feel to see so many people that are making jokes about being a survivor?
I personally don't like it. Like maybe if I was like 12 or 13 trying to be like somebody who is like trying to make it funny about everything and anything, I would find it funny. But now that I'm an adult and I'm mature and I've been through experiences like that, I don't find it funny at all.
It's literally
man
not
or
funny.
Woman. I think it's gross considering like the minors involved, the beating, the drugging. I don't find it funny at all.
It's not
I would
funny.
hate to be in that situation.
Yeah, it's sick. I can't imagine like getting on social media. I think I would have to delete all my social media if I got on and saw people like just laughing at me.
It's just adding to the trauma.
It's literally just adding, like layering it on.
Being that brave to like stand up for yourself and then people just shitting on you. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I love that you mentioned that because that's literally what it is. Cassie is so brave, and I doubt she's gonna see this, but if she does, girl, so many kudos to you. Like, because what you're doing, what you did, is amazing, and I feel like so many victims feel like they have a voice now.
And pregnant too. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, the emotions coursing through.
Yeah.
You are literally a queen, and so many people, I'm sure, appreciate that they saw a strong woman being everything a woman should be and can be after such horrible things and still sticking up for herself. That's amazing. So
Brave.
Kudos to you if you see this. So now back to you. I want to go back to the party incident that we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. Can you explain what that situation felt like, especially with those women being friends of yours or friends of yours? How did that affect your brain?
So it affected me mentally because I felt like I couldn't trust or talk to anybody at the strip clubs that I worked at. It made me feel very isolated, very introverted, and I felt like a lot of rage behind some things about it too. So it was very hard for me to make friends or even try to be friendly with girls, because the first time I did it, I was betrayed terribly.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So it was I was very introverted for a really long time dancing. It was hard for me to make friends or dance with other people, to go to other clubs and stuff how girls do. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I just always felt like something was going to happen, or I was going to be set up, or people just weren't genuine in the industry.
For sure. So a lot of anxiety, I'm sure, whenever you were going back to work.
All the time.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it, honestly, because I probably wouldn't have been able to go back. Especially, did they work with you afterwards, or
they
what
did.
was
the two girls, they worked with me. From my understanding, the one girl wasn't in on it, but the one girl was. And from my knowledge, she was addicted to drugs. So I feel like that was her motive, was getting that out of the customer. But I would see the customer that tried to date rape me and do stuff like that to me at the club all the time. After that,
I'm so
I would even see him at the gym. It was terrible.
No, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I'm so sorry. You're literally brave. I probably would have moved across country because I would have either fought somebody or severely injured somebody.
I just kept quiet.
Or just stayed in my house all the time.
A lot of victims do. They keep quiet because out of fear or retaliation, and people don't understand that's a big factor on
such a big factor. That's why I get so annoyed when people are
why didn't she say nothing?
Yeah, why didn't she say anything? She was there for 10 years. Because literally she's scared, and she's talking about a billionaire, and
she's also in a contract too.
Yeah,
I think.
In a contract, 10-year contract.
He basically owned her life.
Literally, if she would have left, I can't imagine that feeling. Leaving, knowing if you leave such a scary situation, you could lose your whole career. And so many people, literally people that I know, I've been arguing with, even friends, because they're I would have left. And I'm no, the fuck you would not have.
Right. He's I know person of power.
Exactly.
Too.
I know for a fact some of these people are definitely not leaving him.
They go back to their baby dads.
They go back to their baby dads. They go back to people who treat them like shit.
Right.
What?
And that's a case that's so much worse. This man knows your address, your bank account
information.
He knows
your address. He is your bank account information, basically. He knows all the people in your industry. He knows, he's having you do this. She's torturing her. He was torturing her. He was making her listen to her what are they called? Her debuts or whatever on while she was doing the freak offs.
Wow.
He was making her listen to her tracks.
That's weird.
Sick.
That's psychotic.
And that is literally forcing, that's enforcing in your brain, he's showing me what I'm losing if I stop doing this.
Don't do it, yes.
And then they're oh, she obviously liked it. And
so people say that about this is a big case, but people even say this about smaller cases, about oh, why didn't you tell the person to stop, or why didn't you stop talking to this person? They don't understand the amount of power a person can have over you,
not
your
even
address, where you work, or even just
not
blackmailing you.
Yeah, not even just that, but there's also the emotional level that goes into it. You get tied in with somebody. Yes. After 10 years, especially, she's 19, 20. When I was 19,
was groomed,
exactly.
For sure.
When I was 19 and 20, I was also in a shitty relationship.
Yes.
So I know how long you can stay in that type of trap almost. And that's really like another factor that goes into is the emotional aspect, like that pull that you have to the person. And it sounds so silly, but so many people who think that sounds so silly have that emotional pull to people who don't have billions of dollars. So we'll leave that at that. But with you, how have you like reclaimed your power? What was your way of like saying, you know what, this happened, but I am still able to function. I'm still able to do all of the things I want to. How did you do that?
I honestly spoke up about the situation. It was like years later because this man was very well known in the city and the strip clubs that I would dance at. He was very popular, a well-known man, but eventually like I got tired of not saying something about it. And I remember I seen his car because he had like a souped up like SUV like sound system, so everybody knew who he was. His business name was like on the back of his windshield.
Heard.
So you knew who he was. So eventually like, I got so sick and tired of like him. I seen him around and not saying nothing. I eventually like posted it on my Snapchat when I had a Snapchat. And people were sending it to him, and people were sending it to the people that were at the party.
Honestly, good.
Yes, and I didn't care. Like, I had some, the guy that was also there, like, kind of threatening me about it, and I was like, I don't care.
Good.
Like, I'm going to say what I'm going to have to say. You guys aren't going to make me feel, like, belittled about the situation. I'm not scared anymore. And he actually came to the guy that did the whole party and did that to me, well, tried to do it to me. He was at the strip club I worked at 3 years ago, and he sat next to me. And when he sat next to me, he didn't even realize who I was. Like, he sat there, he bought me a drink and everything, and we were talking. And eventually, like, it was, like, probably less than, like, a minute. I was like, you don't even know who I am? He was like, no, like, who are you? I was like, I'm the girl that you try to date rape at your house. Like, what do you mean?
That's
and he ended
insane.
up leaving. And I've never seen him since, ever.
Period. Good. I love that.
Yes.
Excuse me. And I love that you spoke up for yourself, because a lot of people might not have done that. They might have just, like, walked in the other room.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, for sure.
I completely understand how that is, too. It's very scary, because you don't know how they're going to retaliate.
Oh, my God. It's terrifying. Saying no in general, or saying something, like, negative to a man in general.
My adrenaline was pumping.
Oh, my God. It literally, even if I'm, like, texting it, I'll be like, oh, my gosh, like, how much does he know about me?
Yes.
Like, is this gonna be like something bad? Is something bad about to happen because I said I don't want to come over or something? Like, being a girl is just scary.
After I left and nothing happened to me, I like had the courage. I finally left. I ended up getting a hotel like 2 days prior to that, because I was scared that he was gonna come to my house or something. So I like left and I got a hotel.
I bet I would have too. I totally get that. But yeah, you're really strong for that, I think.
Thank you.
You're really, I give you your props. I might not have done that. So on a softer note, are there any parts of dancing that bring you a sense of girlhood or like healing?
Definitely. I like when, because I've been dancing on and off for 8 years, and now I'm also a bartender at the club that I worked at. So I see a lot of young girls, and I kind of like teaching them the ropes of things, because I've had 2 like older women when I was dancing teach me the ropes of things, and if I didn't learn from them, I would have been very naive, and I probably would have been in a totally different place than I am right now, being dumb and stupid and just doing whatever.
For sure.
Whatever. So I like seeing like I don't like seeing young girls doing it, but I do like teaching them the ropes.
Yeah, because if you're going to do it smart.
Do it smart and be safe about it. So I try to always, especially as a bartender, teach them how to talk to people, what to look out for.
I love that.
You know, just teach them how to go about it.
Yeah, a lot of girls need that. I only danced for like a year, not even a full year. And I had some people that like helped me along the way, especially with like tricks and stuff like that. I had a lot of people that would like help me with that. But I literally I love sales. So whenever I started dancing, I was like, this is a sales job. Like, I just need to sell.
Yes,
I
that's
just need to
exactly
sell
what it
dances.
is.
I just need to sell drinks. Like, I'm just going to use it as a sales job. And then before I started it for like a week, because I was like scared, I never thought I was going to be a dancer. Like, I was literally like, I never thought that would happen. And so I got on Reddit and I started doing research. I got on like
About it, like
I
the
got
job
yeah,
itself.
our strippers. Our strippers was my jam for like the first 3 months. I would just, if something would happen, I would get on there and like look up like, what do I say if he asks me this question? Or like, how much do I charge for a VIP room? And yeah, what do I do if I don't want to drink right now? Like, I would just literally get on Reddit and find an answer to it, and then I would like add that to my arsenal. And so I went in with like some sales experience, and then I was like, sales experience in Reddit, baby. Like,
Well, at least
that
you
taught
did
me how to
that.
strip.
Some girls just like play it by like ear or just by experience.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of them suffer or
Oh my
just
God.
like fall victim
It's
to a lot
scary.
of stuff.
And honestly, it's sad, especially because, I do OF. And so a lot of people will like, a lot of girls will make my job seem like this glamorous, like, oh my God, it's so nice. And it is sometimes like, but you have to like keep in mind all of the things that come with it. And I don't think I would have thought about the things that come with it if I had started when I was 18, like a lot of these girls are. That scares me when I see these 18-year-old girls. Not that like it's a bad thing to do my job, because I feel like it's
popularized now
it's,
too.
Yeah, I feel like it's such a weird place, because it's like, I don't hate my job. I really love my job, and my job gave me opportunities like I'm doing right now. And so I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise, probably. And so I'm really happy about that. But it does really stress me out when I see like an 18-year-old girl that hasn't really thought about like, this is going to be, this is going to be on the internet forever. Like, maybe I did want to go get a degree, and maybe I did want to do this. And I hate to be, I saw a perspective yesterday, literally yesterday. And this girl was like, I hate that like a lot of people will get on here and kind of like hate on themselves and like hate on their jobs, because it doesn't have to be every girl's last option. But and while I do agree with that, I am like, yeah, obviously we can go do other stuff. Like I said, I have a degree. Like, I'm obviously not just a girl who shakes ass. But it does like, I'm glad I did other things first. Like, at the same time, while I'm not shaming people who did start at 18, I'm not shaming people.
You're just doing it like right away.
Yeah, they're like, 18th birthday, here's my boobs.
But it's getting like so like popularized though too, and I feel like that's what they think like they have to do too.
Yeah, and it's harder than they think, and that's what scares me.
And
like,
I tell people, because I've done OnlyFans too, and right now like my OnlyFans is definitely like, I haven't posted in a while, but it's still active. But it's like it's a full-time job, and I try to tell people that, because they just think that they can just make all this money right away, and I'm like,
they think that they can literally, what they
like
think
that.
is that they can make a post on Instagram
and that's it.
Post
that's all
a reel,
takes.
and because their butt looked good in that, they're gonna go viral. And it's like, you literally have to look at analytics.
It's so much promotion that
you have to
goes
look at
into
analytics.
it.
You have to be sharing posts all the time. You have to be getting posts made
Being
all the time.
interactive with people too. It's honestly exhausting, and I give you props
work.
to it.
Thank you.
Because like I had to stop, like, because I
Yeah,
had a full-time job, and now that I'm working too, it's so like, it's a full-time job in itself. It's exhausting.
And that's why, like, I don't know. I just think that I'm glad that I looked at other options first. If it's your first option, you go, girl. Go on Reddit.
But go full on, like, you head first, like full on.
Go on to Reddit. Learn the tricks. Learn the tips and tricks.
Twitter's too.
Well, no, I'm saying Reddit for research. Do your OF research on Reddit, because all of the girlies are on there. And I'm not going to say where it's at on here, because some people aren't, guys aren't allowed on there. So, well, no. Non-creators aren't allowed on there if they're not starting. We can cut this part out because I'm talking about nothing at this point. Next. Tell me your relationship with body image, and has dancing impacted how you see yourself at all?
Oh my God, drastically. So, when I first started dancing, I was like 230 pounds. And I got backlash for it all the time. I was so intrigued with pole dancing that I got my own pole and I was exercising, watching when I ate. I dropped down significantly. Like my lowest weight was 155. Wow. But I tried to dance in Cleveland when I was 230 pounds and they like rejected me everywhere. Obviously, they were looking for like they was looking for a certain standard.
Oh yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Even at my smallest, when I was 155 pounds, I'm not trying to air them out, but I went to this club in Brook Park Road, and they took a flashlight to my legs and said that I had too much cellulite on my legs.
No fucking way.
And that they weren't gonna hire me.
Wait.
Yes! Yes, that's a club, yes. How'd you know, girl? That's crazy. Yeah, they did the same thing to me. They was really rude about it, but
they didn't do that. Well, I didn't go there because I kind of saw from their site that they seem like they have
look for
that.
a certain image, and it's crazy because I drove like 40 minutes to get there for the audition, and when I went there, they were like, we're not doing auditions. So I was like, no, you just got off on the phone with me an hour ago. I just pulled up here. You have to at least let me audition. Like, please give me that. So I did great because I was like really into like pole tricks and everything. And then the manager, and I'm glad that he hired me because I did make a lot of money at the time, but he said something along the lines like, I'm going to get shit for hiring you because your legs are very thick. No matter how small I get, my legs have always been
You're a thicker.
Bitch. Yes, I'm a thicker girl. It is what it is. So yes, I've always gotten shit for like my body image, and it made me, at those types of clubs, it made me very insecure, and it made me very hard to make money because I just overthought it all the time. So I'm working with girls who are very petite or thin, and I'm like the only one, and I got lucky being hired in this like the scenario. It just made me overlook and overthink things that I shouldn't have ever done.
No, for sure, I feel that. I feel like I had a similar experience, but I started dancing, so I was up to like 240 pounds, and then I lost a bunch of weight and got to like 180, 175 was my lowest, and I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. We can cut that part out too, guys. But I got down, so I was at 230 at my highest. And then I got down to 175, 180-ish. And then I started dancing. Because then I was like, oh, I'm confident.
I remember when you danced. You looked great.
Thank you. I was like so excited. And I was like, yes, like I have the nice body now. And I was still like the big girl at the club. Like, and
Same. I feel that.
And there's some clubs, like I went to one club and I think that it was more than just like me being a thick girl. I think it was also like a racial thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
For your behalf, I can say that it's absolutely like that as well.
And it was like one of those ritzy ones, probably like the ritziest one in Cleveland. I'm sure you probably have like an idea of which one. And I went in there, and this guy came down the steps, and he had his little earpiece on, and he was like, we're not hiring. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. And I lived an hour away. I drove there, and I drove an hour there. And then luckily I did end up dancing at Hustlers, and that went well. And yeah, I really liked Hustlers.
I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I did not like it.
Oh my God, I loved it.
I can't put any names on it because I only danced for like a week, but I feel like a lot of girls there were very mean and nasty towards me, even like the bartenders, which sucks.
Well, you know, I did day shift.
Oh, so I did nights, and it was so uncomfortable. I remember I had an anxiety attack. I had to leave.
I was like, because I lived an hour away, and so I was like, I'm not about to drive an hour at 4 a.m. Like that sounds like a ridiculous, horrible idea. So I was like, I'll do day shift, and since I'll be in Cleveland, and just do it like that. I made great money. People have like I guess there's like some stereotype or something about
the day shift girls.
About day shift girls,
Yes,
and like
even at the Crazy Horse downtown, it's not a thing no more. The downtown location, it was a big stereotype with the the day shift girls compared to the night shift girls.
I was like, I don't get it. Like, we all look good as fuck. And like, so I started staying like for night shift there, and I didn't have any issues. But I'm also like a really like talkative person, so I feel like I just go up to people and start conversations. So maybe that kind of got me some
I feel
perks.
like at the time I was so belittled about like my body shape and everything. It took effect to like how I reacted to like different clubs that I worked at, because I wasn't myself. Like, I felt so introverted, so shy. I just couldn't be myself anywhere.
Yeah,
I broke that, thank God.
Yeah,
like,
I love
could,
that.
Like, I'm definitely more myself now, and I can be anywhere.
You should be. You're so beautiful. You have such a beautiful personality.
So are you.
Thank you. Another thing, like, we were talking about body positivity. I just looked and I thought of this. This is like so off topic a little bit. You guys are going to get maybe TMI, but that's okay. Something that I was not expecting that like really changed my body, like my body image and my body positivity, is I have an Audi. Yeah, so you know what I mean. And whenever I was younger, I was mortified by it. I was like, it does not look right. Like, this isn't what they're supposed to look like. I hate this. And then whenever I started dancing, people were like, it's so beautiful. Or when I started like OF and stuff, like, it's so pretty. It's the prettiest I've ever seen. And there's stuff like that. And when I tell you that skyrocketed my self-confidence about it, I was like, you know what? Even if somebody says like some hate about it, I freaking love this thing now. Like,
right. You have the confidence.
Yeah, bombs away, baby. It's hitting. That little thing's hitting. Now, how do you practice self-care as a dancer?
Self-care? Definitely take a few days off, because it gets exhausting talking to like roughly like 15 guys a day during your shift. It's mentally exhausting. Like, socially, I can't. And when I get home, I shut the fuck up and I don't talk to nobody. I don't like when people talk to me. I hate it. I get anxiety going to the grocery store because I don't want people to talk to me. I don't want to see people that I know.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely take a few days off, and definitely plan for vacations if you have the time.
Yes. I was literally going to say that. It's
vacations.
Like, even if it's not out of the state, even if you don't got to fly somewhere, just make time to like
even a
do something fun.
Like, go to Michigan or something.
Like, set like something to like look forward to, because like you make the money and you're happy to make it and you can go through it really quickly. So just like make sure you are doing things you want to do with it. Don't just like pay your rent, pay your bills, but like go do something fun. After you get your bills paid, get your nails done, go do your hair, go freaking get an Airbnb.
I get in this loop where I have to literally, I feel like, and I feel obligated where I have to dance as much as possible, because I made like X amount this day. I can make that the next day and the next 2 days. So I feel obligated to dance like 3 or 4 days or 5 days out of the week. And I'm like, girl, you made more than a normal paycheck.
Literally. Like, I have to tell myself that. I have to tell myself that all the time. With OF, it's really tough because like, I don't know, you have like a lot of expenses and stuff like that. And so it like adds up and you're like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm not doing that well. And then I'm like, wait a second. Like I just made more last month than I've probably made ever. Like, you know, not like ever, but like at once, like for sure.
It was like a goal that you
reached.
It's
like I did good. And so you get kind of hard on yourself, and gotta stop doing that. I have to tell myself that too.
It wears you down.
Yeah.
And then like it puts you in this place where like you don't want to do it. And that's not where you want to be. Like you have to take like the breaks that you need, because it's worth it.
Yeah, it's a mental break too.
Yes.
Like, for sure. I agree. And what do you wish more people understood about womanhood? Like particularly as a dancer, and like your experience as a dancer?
For like a dancer, it's like perspective. We're all here for the same thing. We're all here to make money. There's a lot of like, I feel like a lot of girls in the industry, they come in with animosity, jealousy issues, and possessive issues when it comes to people that come in and spend money. They get possessive about that person. We're all here to make money, and we make more money working together than singling people out and working alone.
That part.
What is that saying? Like, you attract more flies with honey than vinegar? Like that? Yes.
That is so accurate. I love to collab with girls, like,
Same.
on Instagram, because I'm like, we, like, us being friends could also, like, expand our markets. Like, we don't have to be, like, competition with each other. We can be
experience for customers too.
Exactly.
Like, they love it. They're like, oh, they're not catty. They can work together, and I love to see them both. So it's more beneficial to, like, the woman, and a lot of girls don't realize that because they're.
I think it's, like, male centered.
Yeah,
like the male centeredness.
They're pick-me's. I feel like a lot of girls are pick-me's,
Yes.
and you can't really change that to some girls. So
For sure.
I've worked with it a lot, and I hate it.
I
see it and I hate it, but I worked so well with all the girls that I worked with. I love it. I love working with them.
I love that.
Like, let's get this money together.
Yes, for sure. When it's a group of girls, I feel like that is, like, literally the dream. Like, we're all working together. Nobody's hogging anything. Like, we just have a flow down. I feel like that's when things, like, really go well.
Or
when things
some
are really
customers, they'll come in and they'll only want one girl for a half hour. And that's fine. I'll make my money off of you. You can go on to the next girl. I made what I could get out of you.
For sure.
Some girls, they just want to stick with the person for, like, the whole time.
I don't even think that makes sense.
They don't. You can make some more money off of somebody else. But some girls are really like that. Bye. I don't need you no more.
Yeah,
Please
it's like that's their boyfriend or something.
Here is, like, Sasha. She is gorgeous. She's beautiful. I love her.
Yeah.
Please get a room with her.
Literally, I'm like, look how pretty she is. Yes. I will literally, when I was dancing, I would literally use that line. Like, look how pretty my friend is.
Yes,
like,
same.
Isn't she beautiful?
I am literally the same way.
Like, yeah. So, that is all the questions I have for you today. And can you let the audience know where they can find you? Any social medias that you are regular on?
So, I am banned off Snapchat. I hate that for me. They won't let me make a new account.
No.
But my Instagram is Paige's elsewhere. PAIGES elsewhere. And then my Facebook, I post a lot of my Facebook, more on my Facebook than Instagram. It's just Paige Cantu. It's my real name. So.
Okay, thank you so much. I think
this is so much fun.
You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming onto the show. And I do think it's really important for everyone to remember, all the ladies, just be a girl's girl. Like,
definitely.
that is all you really have to do. If you're a girl's girl, things are probably going to flow right for you anyways. If you're, like, male-centered, it's going to go how he goes.
Yes.
That's all literally. I can say.
And it's never anything good.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to do the outro really quick, and then we're good to go.
Awesome.
Okay. So that was Paige. She didn't need our hype, but now we can give it to her anyways. This is Dysfunctional Alliance, and I'm here to show you new sides to every story every week. If any part of today's episode resonated with you or you enjoyed hearing us talk, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share the video with somebody if you think that they'd find it interesting too. I'm Nat, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.